What's up guys, I'm here with Amazon Fresh. I've been set a challenge. It's a 30-minute challenge and I've been given a random bag. So I'll get the bag. So I've been challenged to create a recipe in 30 minutes with the Amazon Fresh Shuffle. See what we've got. Olive oil. Bit of rocket. Some eggs. Some baby plum tomatoes. Some bacon, a couple of different kinds. A few courgettes. All lovely seasonal ingredients. A couple of red onions. Some grated Parmigiano Reggiano. Bit of butter, they know I like butter. A lemon. Some balsamic vinegar. That's the bag. Taking a few minutes. Looking at this, I mean, there's something singing to me right now. I'm probably gonna do a frittata with some like roasted, pan-fried courgettes, tomatoes, onion, bit of parmesan through there, and then make a lovely little salad of rocket. I'll actually put some bacon in the frittata, so it's like a lovely, it could be breakfast, lunch, dinner, really nice, light, fresh. We're gonna set the timer, 30 minutes. There we go, and now we're ticking. So I'm just gonna get a few bits so I can create this masterpiece. Holes, take a pan or two, a couple of pans. Right, so that'll be good for us. Now I'm gonna cook the frittata in this little frying pan. I'll cook up all the vegetables in that. Whisk the eggs in here. I'm just gonna organize the vegetables. So nice big courgette, one of those. Onions, a few tomatoes. That's for the salad. Dress it with some balsamic vinegar, olive oil. So we've got it all organised. That's the main thing when you're prepping food, is just to get yourself nice and organised, and then it's all an absolute breeze. So I'm going to cut all the vegetables up. So courgette. I'm going to do it take it in half, easier to handle. I'm going to go into nice sort of dice, not too small. Sort of 1 centimetre. So you always, when you're prepping vegetables, always just do, take it methodically. That's the best way to tackle prepping. So I'm going to go into 1 centimetre dice roughly. They're already diced here. And that's the courgettes. Onion, I'll dice as well. And now the tomatoes, just in half. I'm going to go crossways. They're little baby plum tomatoes. I like to see the round rather than it being lengthways. You could alternatively leave them whole, but I think this way you're going to get more of a spread of the ingredients throughout the frittata. That's what we're looking for, a real nice cross section. Just getting yourself organised, because then once we've got everything there, cooking is going to be so easy, and you're not going to be stressing about what you've not got or what you have got. We've got it all laid out. A couple of bits of garlic, a few bits of garlic. Just going to peel those and then just grate them on the microplane so you get a really nice fine puree of garlic. Okay, so that's our garlic done. So we've got some nice smoked streaky bacon. Probably just take 4 pieces. Never go light on the bacon. Okay, this is going to add some nice smokiness. So we're just going to take that into little thin strips. Bacon. Final part of the mix for the frittata is the eggs. Okay, probably going to go for a 3 egg frittata. Or we could do a 4-egg. And with a fork, give those a good whisk, okay? And with those eggs, I'm just going to put a bit of black pepper in there. A bit of black pepper. I'll put the salt in just before I put them in the pan. And then we've got the Parmigiano Reggiano, which is going to go on top of the frittata. Conveniently grated for me by Amazon. So we've got courgettes, nicely diced, the sliced bacon, the tomatoes, which are cut in half. Then we've got diced onion, grated garlic, eggs, and parmesan. That's going to be our base for the frittata there. And so we need to start cooking down the veg before we start cooking the eggs, and then we're going to make the salad. Bam, bam, bam. To cook down the base, I'm going to use the slightly bigger frying pan. Important to cook it in the right order. So we've got the onion and the bacon first. Then we're going to cook that till it's soft, then add in the tomatoes, courgettes. Cook that a bit quicker. So onions, bacon, then the garlic, then the courgettes, then the tomatoes. And then we'll take the mix out of the pan, set up the other pan for the eggs, and then we're good to go basically. Bit of olive oil in there. Just a nice Italian quantity in with the onions. If you don't have enough oil, and in with the bacon, just going to cook that down till it's soft. If you don't have enough oil in the pan, what happens is the heat from the pan is not, the oil is the conductor of the heat from the pan to the food. So if you have a really dry pan, you'll notice that all of your onions get burnt on the side, on the edges, whereas this will allow us to have a nice even cook. We're not going for crispy bacon, we're going for just like sweat it down. We're getting that smoky meatiness in there with the fat, and the fat's going to render out. Onions are going to become nice and soft and sweet. And at this stage, you can add in a bit of salt just to help those onions break down a bit more. Remember, if you're using bacon, it's salted, so it will naturally impart salt into the dish, so you don't want to over-season at this part. It's already smelling amazing. Onions, bacon, garlic, tomatoes, courgettes, bam, bam, bam. Looking good. That's cooked down now. Add in the garlic. That takes like all of 30 seconds to cook off now, yeah? And now we go in with the courgettes. Nice handful of courgettes. Probably not the whole lot, because it was a big boy. So once the courgettes go in, you can kind of turn up the heat a little bit. We want these to retain a bit of freshness whilst they're cooking down. They'll get a 2-minute head start on the tomatoes. Just because we want the courgettes to be cooked, still retaining bite, but with the tomatoes not too soft. If you put them in at the same time, the tomatoes would be too soft and the courgettes would be too hard. So now we'll add in the tomatoes. Those. At this stage, taste again. See where we're at. You can definitely take some more salt now. A little bit of pepper. We're only going to cook those tomatoes for a couple of minutes as well, just until they start to become a little bit softer, and so the rawness has gone from them. They're a little bit sweeter. Okay, so that is looking good. Tomatoes still holding their shape, but they're getting softer, juicier. Right, I'm going to take that out now because the courgettes have still got bite, and remember everything's going to continue to mellow when we take it out of the pan. So straight onto a tray. This is just going to allow it to cool quicker and evenly, okay? So before we get on to the next part of cooking, we need to set the oven up. We'll just put it on a nice medium heat. It's going to be 160. And that's good to go. Okay, so we're just going to set the pan over a medium heat because we're going to start cooking the eggs. Okay, so in the pan, we're going to put my favorite ingredient of all time, butter. A little touch of olive oil, and then a slither of butter. Okay, so you just want to wait till that's nicely foaming before we put the eggs in, yeah? So it's foaming. Okay, then we just go in with the eggs. Turn that down. So we set around the outside. What we're going to do is drop all these ingredients straight in to the frittata. You don't want to overload it, but you can sort of push the ingredients down a little bit. You can already see that's going to be delightful. We haven't seasoned the eggs with salt at the moment because we've heavily seasoned the rest of the mix that's going in with that's gone in the frittata, so that's going to naturally season the eggs. We're over nice medium heat. We're going to put a load of parmesan on top. It's just going to add an extra dimension of rich flavour, saltiness again, black pepper. What we're looking for before we put it in the oven is just to make sure that that frittata is set on the side, so it's not sticking at all. Just give it a couple of minutes on here, and then we'll just finish it in the oven, a few minutes in the oven, take it out, let it rest before we slide it out and devour it. So you can see it's still wobbly in the middle, but it's set on the outside. So we're just going to let that cook slowly. The oven's at 160, it's not too aggressive. In the oven there, a couple of minutes, and then we can get on make the dressing for the salad. Okay, so to go on top of the frittata, we've got some rocket. So it's washed and ready to go. That just goes into a bowl, and then we'll make a really simple dressing with some lemon juice, olive oil, a little bit of mustard, black pepper, and salt. That's it. Okay? So you need to squeeze the lemon juice, just give it a little bit of rub, in half, salt, black pepper, a little spoon of Dijon mustard, touch of honey, to finish that dressing with olive oil. So you're going almost 3 parts olive oil to 1 part of the lemon juice, basically. That's the general rule. What you're looking for with a dressing is something with a bit of zing to it to uplift those salad leaves, okay? And now we're going to take the frittata out of the oven. Okay, look, so you can see it's set in the middle. See all that melted parmesan? That's the frittata, it's come out of the pan, it's beautifully set. Okay, so what we're going to do is slip this frittata out onto the plate. Oh, you can see it's still juicy. Oh, God, look at that. It's not half bad, is it? A few spoons of dressing in with the rocket. Mix it nice and light. And go straight over. That's what we're looking to do. You know, just make it nice and look pretty. I mean, put that on the table at lunchtime. I think some people might be happy. You can go over a bit more parmesan, a bit more black pepper. And that's it. That is my frittata in 30 minutes. I beat the timer because, you know, always ahead of time. Frittata, courgettes, tomatoes, bacon, onion, garlic, parmesan. I suppose what's left to do is give it a taste. Cut it open. Got a lovely creamy egginess. I'm gonna go for big. So good, rich. Get that nice freshness from the rocket. Smoky bacon, the cheesiness, it's packed full of flavor. And that was all made with the Amazon fresh truffle. And the challenge was to create a dish in 30 minutes. I did it in 27.5. I don't actually know how long I did it in, but under 30. And yeah, I'm really proud of myself. So great thing with Amazon Fresh, it's same day delivery, free delivery over £40, and it's, yeah, what more do you want? You don't have to go to the shop.